All right, good morning. Every morning of day 2 here at the Hudson River, practice for the Mass Nation State Championship. So you saw how day 1 went, so hopefully today, day 2, going to be a little bit better. Tides aren't the best. Looking at the week running right through to the weekend, it looks like this area right here is going to have about a 2-hour outgoing tide before it starts coming in for the rest of the day. So that's important, because if the bite is in that low outgoing 2 hours before the dead low, which it typically is, short window to get it done. Gonna have to figure out something on an incoming tide. So that's the plan. So just turn around here. You're not looking at a porta-john in the background. Just realized that. So yeah, a little foggy right here. We'll see what it looks like going down river. I've been here before in the dense fog prior to GPS. Pretty scary. My partner and I ended up using the railroad tracks to our left, keeping that relatively within sight, more or less, to navigate down river. So a little hairy. All right, gonna get ready, put the boat in the water, and get after it. Working. So I got Lisa on the phone, so Lisa's gonna say good morning.
Good morning.
Drop in the water. We'll get hopefully you can see that stamp in the concrete there. 1913. And I don't know why, I always end up thinking about, when I see stuff like that, like down the James River, especially, here in the Hudson River, different places that we fish, a lot of these structures have been here a long time. You see evidence everywhere of past businesses and things that were built, for commerce and whatnot. 1913, 112 years ago, right? 2013. Yeah, 23, 25, yeah. So safe to say, I always think about those guys that worked on this stuff. Safe to say they're long since gone, passed on. But they took pride in their work. I mean, I don't know. You see stuff like this all the time. It was built right. They took pride in their work, otherwise they wouldn't have stamped 1913 on it. Okay, this is probably part of a railroad crew or something like that, that worked to establish the railroad from further north down into New York City. That's, I wouldn't be surprised. This is where Amtrak goes by. I've seen, there's always freight and everything. So that's pretty cool. Thought I'd just mention that. Yeah, see, love the history. Wow, speak of the devil. Had I heard that coming, I would have kept the camera rolling, but maybe we caught it. Yeah, he was hauling butt. This is almost completely broken in, otherwise I would have given him a run, So years ago, like 25, 30 years ago, a lot of Main River smallmouth would get in these eelgrass beds, and you run a double willow through it, with the current. And man, you just sack them up, It was a lot of fun. I think Roland Martin might have made the double willow leaf famous. I don't know if he won that tournament or not. He might have, but I know that's what, he was doing. So yeah, so I'm trying to duplicate that all these years later. And not so much working. So, but I'm gonna stay after it. I'm gonna make my way up here to another culvert. So I'm just kind of fishing my way through this. There's some scattered milfoil as well. Not really good enough to punch. So I'm just trying to fish as much of this eelgrass as I can. Maybe if I get out close to the deeper water, we'll see what happens. But that's what I'm doing. I'll tell you something else too. In about. The sun really helps to see these patches of eelgrass and milfoil that I'm casting. I can make like a 65-yard cast. But if it was cloudy, and I can still see them on the 360 shows them perfect. So if I can't see them, like if it gets cloudy or whatever, rainy, if this is the deal, which I don't think it's going to be, but you never know, the 360 will show you these isolated eelgrass patches. So, but right now, it's even at this kneeling down, I can still see them really, really well. So I can make a long cast, and hopefully you don't spook the fish before I can get them to bite. This is just a giant grass bed. I mean, I probably can't tell, but I mean, I'm probably maybe 300 yards from the riprap railroad tracks. See, there's a green marker buoy out here, red marker buoy there. So the channel is not too far in front of me, a few hundred yards, but between here, this red marker buoy, and there, I mean, you're talking 400 or 500 yards. Who knows how long? Just milfoil, mostly eelgrass mixed with some milfoil. Every once in a while, there's a little mat. So I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, it's one thing to cover this giant flat with a moving bait, spinner bait, or something like that. Swim bait, soft plastic swim bait, what have you. Little thing, I'm gonna flip this mat. I mean, overnight that thing could be gone. So I don't know. We'll see. Tide was up. It's going out right now. High outgoing. So this will settle down. Probably just settle that right down in here. But next high tide, You know, if there's any kind of wind, this would be somewhere else. And I can see what looks like beds in the middle of this eelgrass. I'd love to find out what made them. This is just a giant grass bed. I mean, I probably can't tell, but I mean, I'm probably maybe 300 yards from the riprap railroad tracks. See, there's a green marker buoy out here, red marker buoy there, so the channel is not too far in front of me, a few hundred yards, but between here, this red marker buoy, and there, I mean, you're talking 400 or 500 yards, who knows how long. Just milfoil, mostly eelgrass mixed with some milfoil. Every once in a while there's a little mat, so I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, crap. Airplane just landed where I was. The word of a life. See it. The camera turned around, you can see it. Dude's waving. He's waving. Oh, I love the stuff you see fishing. I do indeed. I tried to get that plane before, but he went down on the other side of that island. So, but he literally, where I was just fishing, he just set the thing down, took off again. Out here near the edge of the channel, 6-7 feet right now, so I got this eelgrass closest to the edge of the channel. Tide's running out. These weed beds used to be these big, like, mud flats, long mud flats. You could run in behind them, and they'd be covered with grass in the middle of the, I think there's some of that down a little further south. I'm gonna check that out, but you know, because it's working so well now, right? Anyhow, I can see the culvert up ahead of me, so I'm gonna fish that because that's working really well too. Not. But you don't know. You don't know. Just keep on keeping on, as I say. Keep turning over rocks, you know. Those of you who know me know how I like to fish, rather. You know, if I'm pulling out a wacky rig worm, I am desperate. But I'm leading with that. That's my first presentation. Mocking me. Back eddy. Back eddy pulling the back of the boat around. All right, just getting around to doing the day 2 practice video. Just got back, picked up some food, had a good meal, nice salad. So yeah, boat's all covered, plugged in. Today was just a long, tough day. I did manage to get one real good fish and a snapping turtle. I had a couple other bites in the area. Didn't feel like they were that big, although I really don't know, just because of how I was fishing. Even the bite that I had, I didn't get it on the GoPro. I got it on my phone though. It was just a weird bite. I mean, I really thought it was like, at first, you know, another species, carp or Grinnell, you know, whatever, catfish. I mean, it didn't roll, but turned out to be a really good one that I would love to have this weekend for sure. So it's in an area that I could be real thorough with. So you know, doing what I like to do, flipping a jig, creature bait. So if I had to do it tomorrow, that's where I would go, and I would just spend all day on it, and just see what I could get out of it. Just absolutely fish painfully slow and methodical, and just try to get all the bites that I can in that area, really. Not so much affected by tide. So I'm gonna actually try to duplicate that tomorrow in a couple other areas where I don't think tide's as much of a factor. But I ran stuff today that, I mean, you'll see it in the video, that, I mean, you know, I keep saying 25, 30 years ago, but it's weird, you know, I actually remembered certain things about the particular spots and whatnot, you know, from that long ago. Other places that I've fished, I mean, it was like I'd been there for the first time, and I didn't remember them that well, but there was a few that, especially if I caught fish off them, you know, I remember them obviously better. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm gonna kind of try to roll with what I learned with that today, tomorrow. Got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 more days. Weather's going to be about the same. I think maybe Friday night might have some weather. Maybe, you know, Saturday might be a little, you know, some weather in the afternoon or something. But that's right now, a few days out. So, yeah, like I said, got the boat all covered, plugged in, had a nice meal, I'm gonna go ahead and hook it back up to the truck and go in and get cleaned up and go to bed. So hopefully, I get a better night's sleep than I did last night. It's just a new house, different bed. I think it's got one of those memory foam mattresses on it. It tends to be a little warm. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But anyway, I'll get tired enough where it won't matter, right? So, all right, end of day 2. Tomorrow, obviously, gonna film everything I can, and then we'll do another recap for you. All right, have a good night.